and that we can be protected from the things that would undermine our marriage in this area. Are you with me? It's so vital. If you get nothing else out of this marriage, or out of this talk on marriage, understand the importance of a sexual relationship. It's what makes us married, and it's what keeps us healthily married. Doing this right and in honor and in step with what God has for us in this area of marriage. Well, now that they've kind of aligned themselves with God's idea of what this is supposed to look like, let's just finish up and go home. The next thing is that we're going to see these people be passionate. It's just going to get all, passionate. Here we go. It says in verse 11, your lips drop sweetness as the honeycomb, my bride. He's starting to kiss her now. Milk and honey are under your tongue. What kind of kiss is this? Come on, people. It's a French kiss. Tongues are involved. Tonsil hockey's happening here, all right? Yeah, this is a French kiss before there was even France, people. This isn't, this is one of those kisses that when a couple starts doing this, you just turn your heads. Oh, dear, okay. He says, the fragrance of your garments is that of Lebanon. I've had a hard time understanding this. I don't know if Lebanon smelled good. I like to think that they're there in Israel, and Lebanon's over here, and her garments are over there, and he's happy that they are. All right, here we go. He says, you are a garden locked up. Underline that in your notes. This is a private park. She is not a state park or a public park. This part of her person has been kept for him and him alone. And he's commenting on that. You're a garden locked up, my sister, my bride. You are a spring enclosed, a sealed fountain. Your plants, and here he's just going to get all goofy. Here he goes. Your plants are an orchard of pomegranates with choice fruits, with henna and nard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon. He's so geeked out about what's about to happen, he can't even string sentences together anymore. He's trying to talk about what he's feeling, and all he can do is go to the spice rack. He says, there's myrrh, and there's aloes, and there's the finest spices. You're a garden fountain, a well of flowing water streaming down from Lebanon. He says, this is better than I ever thought. This is an overflowing fountain. I mean, I always pictured how this was going to feel, but this is way beyond what I was feeling. Can anybody testify? Look what she says. She says, awake! What has she been told not to do for the first 2 chapters? By the does and by the gazelles of the field, do not awake. Do not arouse this love until it's time. But here she is. It's her wedding night. She's like, everybody up! Here we go! And she's talking to the winds. Look what she says. She's awake. Awake, south wind. Awake, north wind. These winds. The north wind is this wind out of the north, which is powerful and aggressive. And she says, let's have that. And then she says, but awake, south wind. It's this gentle breeze, kind of like the islands and the tropics. And she says, but we should have the gentle side too. But she says, I want it all. Give me the winds. Let's do this. She says, blow on my garden that its fragrance may spread abroad. Let my lover, here we go, let my lover come into his garden and taste its choice fruits. Consummation. What does he say? He says, I have come into my garden, my sister and my bride. I've gathered my myrrh, my spice. I've eaten my honeycomb, my honey, and I've drunk my wine and my milk. 7 my's. Do you think there's some exclusivity here? This garden is mine and no one else's. It's not a public park. This is on lockdown. And I am on lockdown for her. And we will protect each other. And then God shows up. So one time in this text where God comes in and he chimes in. And some of the Bibles that you might have, it says friends. I don't think the friends were there. I think this is God who says, eat, O friends, and drink. Drink your fill, O lovers. Do you feel the passion there? And do you see where the passion came from? It came from this couple doing everything right pre-marriage. And it comes from this couple committing to do everything right sexually throughout the life of their marriage. So, my prayer, my homework, is for you to have a great Sunday afternoon. Those of you who are married. And I want you to understand that this is a vital part of your marital bliss. and that God wants you to enjoy this gift that He's given you. May we all experience that together in His time and by His grace. Can we stand and we'll be dismissed? If you need some prayer this morning, you can come get it down here in the front. Otherwise, you can just go after we're done. Let me pray. Hey, God, thanks so much for your word and how it teaches us to live in this area of life that we don't talk about very much. May we understand that it's your gift, and may we experience the way that you want us to experience it. I pray this in your matchless name, Jesus. And everybody said, amen. Have a blessed afternoon.